still many operations are not automated or not going to be taken care by the AI by these operations yet, because this operation. And one more thing, the industry which you are looking at, there are more than 1 lakh banks are there, almost, sorry, 10 40,000 or 50,000 banks are there in the world totally. I'm saying if the banks are there, so every bank has to do their operations, right? So for doing this operations they need a special analysis for this industry is like since many years, and it will be go for many years. There is saying that bankless transaction will happen, but somebody has to monitor transaction, right? And on focus of that, I am looking only for the international banking transaction which has more money, which is more exposure, more on-site opportunities. Okay. And another thing is that the brand you are saying like TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, and many bigger banks which is giving us services, these banks are only getting projects from the international banking. Okay, for example your HSBC bank, Citibank, and your Credit Suisse, Lloyds bank, they give millions of projects to Indian banks, Indian IT industry, for their transactions, for their merger, demerger, or their banking handling things. Okay, so like this, we are having a lots of exposure in the international payment industry as well. There is a local industry as well. When I say local, don't take degrade of this. Local means your, for example, your HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, SBI Bank. There are many banks are there in India as well. So, but there is less exposure, okay, in this banking sector, but they also growing like anything. So mainly these are captured by some of the product in the banking sector. For example, this is a Flex Cube. FlexCube is one of the product which is used by HDFC Bank. If you are doing HDFC banking, right, in the back end, all the banking sector, all the banking transactions, your loans department, or your fixed deposit, or your internet banking or mobile banking, it is handled by the FlexCube. Like we have Finacle, FlexCube. Then we have another two, three banks, BA and CS of TCS. So these are the banking product which is usually by um, this IT industry in your local banking sector. So I would take a pause here now, and I would like to know whether we are going in the right directions, or this is now like for expectation of your career, because just I am on the first screen only. I have more than 40 screen here, more than two 40 different documents. I want to show you how this career will grow, and on the basis of that, I want to talk to you. So first of all, let me know whether we are going to right directions, or this is not expectation from this session. What exactly your view on that? Yeah, Saurabh, Mahesh, and Sheetal would like to know from you.
Uh, uh, First of all, thank you for this session. Yeah, I'm working myself, Mahesh. I'm working as a Python backend developer. Uh, so one of my project is related to banking domain.
Hmm.
So there I use Django REST frameworks, and I create the API by using Django. So there are different section like account section and transaction management or KYC sections. I work in all three sectors. So what are the new challenges or what are the opportunities that as a
Definitely.
backend developer I should develop, I should
Okay.
enhance. So
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely. First of all, what I would like to know, Mahesh, from you that okay, when you are choosing this Python developer career, right, you must be having
Yes,
lots of workload, right?
definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
And as you grow in your career, I will tell you what will the challenges will be there, because my experience is 20 years now. My friends who is
Okay.
doing the coding since last year, what challenges they are facing now. I will tell very honestly, will not divert the topic anywhere. Once you grow for
Uh,
at least 5 years of experience, 6 years of experience, you grow in your role, you become team lead, okay, tech lead, or
okay.
maybe after 10 years, project manager. And your expectation
Okay.
from your company or IT company is that you can handle the teams, give the output from them, and plus you delivery as well. So by the chance
Okay.
you do that, you the technology upgrading, you try to forget the coding part. You will not get time to do coding as well, or the concept clearing. And if
Okay.
layoff or something is happening in your area, right, definitely you are
Yeah.
facing challenges of getting selection in new company, because new company person will start asking you from the basic, start again from two
Yes.
years of 3 years. So that time is very difficult. You cannot say that I manage the team. That can be done by anybody now. So that
Yes.
time you'll definitely face the challenge here, that how can you grow yourself from the beginning. So cope up with that. attached to the technology, what is the new, because every time new something new is coming in your coding part, right? And your creation
Okay.
of CI/CD pipeline and everything. So that
Yes,
in
yes.
in this in from that point of, because my friends are still jobless, many friends are there who has
Okay.
layoff by the companies, and they are struggling to get a job because they cannot clear the interview now. The interviews who are taking, they
Yes.
are 3 and 4 years of person. They are asking so much detail of this um, coding area. Okay, so
Yes. Yeah.
that's the challenge I face. Which challenge, that challenge can be overcome in this area, in this market.
Okay.
Okay, what
Okay.
which I observed, because there is a niche
Okay.
skill. This is a niche skill. The market has not been, the people has not been get understand what exactly here. So what we'll do,
Yes.
I will quickly walk you through what this industry
Okay.
contain. There are many slides of it. We'll give quick discussion on that point, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes on that, and
Okay.
you'll
Yeah.
understand that what, how can you exactly grow here. Okay, and don't worry about that your background is coding or not. You can always change your background by just learning the path. Okay, because one more thing you observe that by this learning this kind of a technology or this domain side, you definitely become product owner, your business analyst, or senior QA. Okay, mostly now the QA roles are not there. They are overcome by the BA, business analyst. So business
Okay.
analyst the person who business analyst the person who take the requirements from the client and describe in his old word, and then your job will start of doing coding of that. Okay, so
Okay.
this is the way uh, somebody is controlling on your coding now, who is the business analyst person, and his expectation is set from you. So there is I will say another way you have to look into the career point of view. Don't only go for the codings and background,
Yeah.
back end coding and front end coding and creating CI/CD pipeline, understanding the Docker concept and all this. Understand from the different because I am in the industry since last 20 year now, and almost 10 years somebody joining and lifting. I don't. Okay, I am in the industry since last 20 years now. Almost 30, almost 12 years I was in on-site locations with a different client. I understand that how industry can grow here. Okay, so there are lots of projects are there about this industry. So what I will do, I will quickly to walk you through one by one what exactly we are going to discuss. So whenever we are
Okay.
doing, right, there are bank basics as well. Okay, bank basic means this under, you have to understand from your bank point of view, and definitely this you know very well, you know, day-to-day transactions, but you have to get familiar with this when exactly you are doing these things and your banking sector. Okay, so there is a bank basic we are going to learn, who is customer, who is asset, who is borrower, because bank job is that it get money from you and get loans to other. Not only from you, RBI also give bank loans. Okay, this is a basic, very basic concept which I'm discussing here. Then there are categories of bank. There are regulated categories, and your and regulated categories, non-scheduled banks, scheduled banks. So these are the banks which is normally, I'm just discussing about Indian bank now. There are other sectors as well, but Indian banks house um, schedule based on this. So that's why I'm discussing here. Okay, another thing is that whenever we are discussing about banks, banks are uh, banks are categories as scheduled bank, non scheduled bank. If you remember that recently RBI has increased the as per the DICG insurance, that every bank only liable for 5 lakhs of deposit, right? If you deposit any bank 10 lakh, only you can get from RBI at 5 lakhs. The 5 lakhs is lost. Okay, so this is a concept of scheduled bank. So that's why we should understand what is the scheduled bank. The RBI control banks are called scheduled bank. That's a very lean concept about what schedule is unscheduled bank. Okay, then there are different banks which are scheduled banks, public sector banks, like for example these are the banks which are scheduled banks. Okay, then scheduled banks, private sector banks like HDFC, Kotak banks. Then your scheduled banks in small finance bank. Nowadays there are small finance banks also, Ujjivan Finance, Equity Finance, Capital Market. These are the small sector bank. Then now payment banks have been introduced, right? Airtel Bank, Paytm Bank, the Post Bank, NSDL Bank. So these are the banks which is now payment bank. So this is about Indian and foreign banks which is operating from foreign, but they open branches in India as well. Bank of America, Citibank. The interesting factor is here how this payment moved to the foreign. Okay, that's a bigger challenge is and how that's happened. So this payment has been moved by technology called Swift payment. SWIFT, Swift payment. Okay. So what are Swift and other things we are going to learn slow by slow what exactly thing. So I am discussing initially 10 minutes we discuss about the various career opportunities, what includes in your banking sector, how to learn this bank sector. Okay, that's thing we have discussed now. But we are now discussing more in granular way that what exactly we are going to learn in your thinking this one. Not today, but I'm generally speaking what we should learn about this getting a. Okay, these are rural banks, cooperative banks. Okay, and you must observe this when you are transferring a fund, right? Each bank has some IFSC code, Indian Financial System code, that will send money. By giving this code name, right, you are going to send money. So this bank code is widely used in all the countries, not only India. So if you want to send money to London, right, you have to put London's big code. This is called business identification code, and India it is called IFSC code. So there is another name for this, it's called big code. So big is very familiar with this issue, big code. So now I'm talking about the international banking system. Okay, how this bank payment moves. So India is having more than 13,000, 1,30,000 branches code. So remember that RBI has given this code to all the banks. So such a huge banking system we only have. So now you consider there are 1,30,000 banks are branches are in India. So how many people are required now to control this payment system? Now you can understand from that this is a big figure. But still I am saying there is no money in Indian market. There is money only in international market. To getting money in international market, because there are millions of projects are running by the um, other banks, and they are the especially investment banking sector. Investment banking sector more money than in the Indian banking sector. So that we're going to discuss in some time. Then normally when we do in the banking, right, we have saving account, current FD, loan account. So I am now guiding you about the various concept of investment banking as well. Then you're doing the KYC of the customer. So when you do KYC, right, so there is a high chances that how can do a KYC. KYC is the biggest project which is for another banks as well. So there is a account number. When you are do a banking, if you remember public banks and private banks, public banks have 11 digit and private banks are 12 to 14 digit customer account number. And now they have introduced one more thing that you can identify your account by customer. If you are using HDFC bank, okay, there is a concept called customer account number. So in that you can see how many 6 digit of customer code is there. There is more terminologies in the deposit called nominee, minimum balance, zero balance, account balance, usable balance, debit and credit, passbook entry, statement, term deposit. So these are the concepts are there in your consent. And normally now which I am discussing with called NEFT payment, RTGS payment, IMPS payment, UPI based payment. These are widely we are using in our banking sector. Okay, so this is the part of things uh, which we are observing in your day to day life. So I am not only discussing with you now the what are the opportunities in this banking sector, but also I am telling to you, sorry Aditi if you joined late, but we have discussed till now that what are the possible opportunities in banking sector, what are the international payment is moving, how this we can get in the job of this area, and just giving some background on what exactly we are discussing on the past. And and apart from that, I am conducting this training sessions for international banking payments for more than 3 years now, and especially my students are located in other parts of world like US, UK, Canada, Uruguay, and this kind of countries, and this will help them to understand how international banking payment moves. So what we are discussing now, it's local payment only, which is happening in India, but still at the beginner level, because you are from the colleges and you are going to just pass out, you should also understand that how financial industry is changing. Now Bitcoin, cryptocurrency mining also one of the sector which is coming, right? So that technology also you have to learn one. And apart from coding, there is another sector also there. Nobody engineering student knows this, especially finance sector, which is many IT companies are having a lots of bigger project of this finance sectors only. So this will also help us to understand the finance sector as well. And guys, sorry for the sound which is in the backside. There is some construction going on the other area, and that's why the noise is here. Sorry for that. Okay, so if you remember nowadays, if you're doing a payment to someone, NEFT you're doing, RTGS payment. So these are different types of payment in Indian banking sector is having. Okay, so normally if you do the NEFT is totally free, National Electronic Fund Transfer. Okay, it's happened in 2 hours batch. So this is called batch payment system. Maximum 30 minutes will take to run the batch. Minimum 1 rupees and you can send 100 rupees. There is a real time gross settlement. In real time gross settlement, money sent as it is go. I mean to say there is no netting concept. So what is netting, what is the direct payment, we'll see one by one. But this is just Indian banking system, how this is work, that's why I'm telling you. Then if you see, there is a concept called application supported by block account. If any one of you or your father or your parents or your friends are investing in IPOs, right? For example, uh, last week only, which IPOs are located, which IPO is listed, anybody has knowledge? If you do following the banking industry, anyone, which IPO is listed last week?
Grow.
Grow is the medium of IPO, and Grow also listed correctly. And another IPO,
Physics wala and
Physics
LG.
Wala, great. Physics Wala also listed last week. Then we have what is the company name of Flipkart? Like, sorry, not Flipkart, the I company. They are making the spectacles. They are making the goggles. They also listed last week. The name of the company.
Uh,
Bansal is the CEO of this company. Anyways,
Lens
fine.
card, I think.
Lens card, yes. So these are the companies when we are applying for this IPO, right? Your money get blocked in your own account. So this concept is called application supported by block account. It's called ASBA. So if you are applying for IPO, you'll know that. For example, you are applying for IPO of 1 lakh. In 1 lakh, you have account balance and the IPO size is 30,000. So 70,000 will be with you only. You can use it, but 30,000 is blocked unless and until you get the IPO. So this is the concept of something about blocking. Then if you're paying off your home loan or your father and mother paying on, it is called standing instruction immediate, or your monthly recharge of your mobile. So this is your coming under your standing instruction or e-mandate. So this is the concept of your standing instruction, home loan, all this concept. Then your this concept is not anymore widely used, but earlier you were going to use a check or demand draft. There is only difference in check or demand. I must understand that now you guys are you're paying the engineering fees as well, right? So paying the engineering fees, earlier they want to pay by demand draft only. Nowadays UPI is there, but demand draft only means demand draft is confirm that your money is debited from your account. But check is there is no confirmation that money is their account or not. Only is liable that if you are able to pay the payment. There is no guarantee the amount is there. So this is concept of check or DD. Then we have different card systems: debit card, credit card, forex card. This is managed by Visa, Mastercard, Rupee, and Amex. So Rupee is Indian government system of managing your payment card system. Okay, this is a card system. So there is a separate project is running about the cards. Cards industry is billions and billions bigger industry, and there is a special training program in the world for card industry, because whenever you swipe a card for any merchant places, right, you saw the HDFC bank machine is there. This is called point of sale, POS machine, pos, any petrol pump anywhere. So when you swipe a card, how the flow happen, how the money is deposited, credited, that can be found by using a debit card system. And it is managed by Visa, Mastercard, Rupee, Amex, Diners Club. So those are the systems which use for this payment. Then if you go further, okay, I understand that, okay, by anybody remember that by certain basis point RBI has cut the rate. So what is that? RBI cut the rate means if you divide it by 100, put that amount. So for example, maybe you heard the news from the, if you listen to financial news as well, or sometimes they show in the national news as well, that RBI is not changing anything in the basics point. Means whenever there is inflation happen, means महंगाई बढ़ जाती है or there is a higher inflation, what happened that RBI cuts the repo rate. Means RBI makes the loan costly. So if loan is costly, people will not buy more, people will not spend more. So we will do that reverse repo rate. By the way, the banks also need fund to run the bank, right? Bank also need fund. So we are also depositing to bank, but bank also take a loan from RBI. So that loan rate is called repo rate. Okay, and for example, this loan rate is 6. So and then bank will give loan to us at 8.5 at home loan, for example home loan, and bank charge give FD, and we are also depositing to a bank fixed deposit. So that is called something about 7.5. So bank earn 1% on that, and bank repay with the RBI's loan by to the 6%. Okay, so that's called repo rate. By the way, the bank also repay to RBI, that is called reverse repo rate. Okay, so this concept is also very important in your banking sector: repo rate, reverse repo rate. And they just now I discussed inflation. Every year we see that inflation means महंगाई बढ़ती जा रही, right? We say that. So that's the inflation. So inflation is getting increased by 7% every month. So our income should also increase on the part only. So that's the input is, that is the repo rate, reverse repo rate, everything is interlinked to each other. Okay, this is the concept of this. Then there is a next level of concept is called investment banking. So why I'm discussing with you everything, I have learned these things in my 20 years of career, okay, and I want to put in front of you that there is a different career options as well apart from your coding. And if you are not interested in coding like me, in my early days, I have choose this career because I got this kind of project. That time nobody was telling me that okay, this is kind of a bank sector exists as well. But I got this kind of project that time to understand this how the banking sector works. That's why I grow myself in that area. And nowadays when I'm listening with all the freshers who are joining in IT companies, or they are joining, or they are doing some projects in IT companies, or they are in third year, fourth year, they only talk about codings only. They don't like this sector, they don't want to do coding, but they don't know how to grow faster apart from this coding area. So for them this is a good career opportunity, because this career opportunity is only open for the MBA people, and this is not open for your engineering people. So the mindset, for example, just now somebody say that he is doing Python coding, okay, but still he interested in that. So you can show this experience in next upcoming interviews or if upcoming profile filing, and that's okay, I want to switch to BA. So that's also possible. So this is I done for many people, because normally my students are experience of minimum 6 10 years of experience, sometimes 6, and maximum 20 years of experience of saving. But this is the first time I'm taking this kind of webinar to a people who are student, or they are applying for engineering, or they have less years of experience and they want to grow in this field. Okay, so this is that concept. So now there is a next concept is called investment banking. So banking, which we saw, we go to the bank, we deposit it, we take the loan, credit card, debit card, this is called normal banking. But investment banking something is a bigger concept. Okay, it's a very very bigger concept. If you have seen the movies of James Bond, if you remember the dear Brosnan, okay, the always James himself introduced in every movie like I am an investment banker. So investment banking has lots of money than your normal banking. So investment banking is bigger concept. So investment banking what will do, that what is the concept of that, how money will flow in that, that we are going to see one by one. Okay, so what is the main purpose of investment banking? They don't give deposit, they don't give loans. So this is a bigger concept than that. What they will do, there are the rating agencies in India like CRISIL, GCRA, CARE. You must have seen, right? How was your CIBIL score? Also a rating agency called CIBIL score. Okay, you must have heard this word CIBIL, right? Everyone has heard this word CIBIL score. What is your CIBIL score? Means banks want to know that if you give loan to this person, he will repay or not. So that is called CIBIL score. So this is a local one in India, but internationally there is a benchmark set up for any rating agency. These are called Fitch. Fitch, Fitch is one. Then S&P, then Moody's. You must have heard this word Moody's, right? Moody has said that okay, Indian banking sector will grow by 10%. Then Indian banking is share भागने लगते हैं. As per Moody's is the international ranking agencies which gives rating to Indian banks, Indian sector. Okay, so this is Moody's. So these give the rating like AAA. So what they will say, okay, AAA bond is very safe. You can invest in this kind of bond. So this is a AAA rating. Then A plus rating, A rating, B rating. So this is the concept of Moody's and rating. So guys, here I am walking through as the concept also and opportunities also. So what exactly you can learn is in this area as well. So don't get confused about I am just taking this too longer and too depth, because you should also understand that this is a vast sector. Even if you don't, even if you want to do a study of triple A bond, right, here only triple A, right, you can learn for years. That's a triple A concept. Okay. Now next concept we are is there, they call fiscal deficit. Okay, these are the terminologies. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you, that more than IT sector there is lots of money. When I say lots of money, career opportunities and salary and package are in CFA as well, but the exams are so tough. Hardly 100 people qualified and get passed in the exam, well, CFA, and then after CA you have to do this exam. But those people who once become CFA, they manage the money of the bigger people, like for example Tata, Birla, Ambani. Their money who manage, invest where and how. So this is done by the CFAs. Their salaries are in crores. Okay, so this what the people do, they people do investment in secondary market only, primary market only, and they do merger acquisition kind of thing. They will, for example, the just now somebody says that grow IPO come, right, and IPO is listed. So who has done this IPOs of all the groundwork of this IPO, taking permission from SEBI, do the investment, check the balance sheet, everything. It is done by one of the banking sector, investment banking. This is some Kotak Bank. So Kotak Bank also do a kind of a research team. So they do analysis of this fund. They come to the IPO. They go to the public and they understand that okay, you can go for IPO. They listed their share on the equity market and people buy them. So like that they will. So this is called security market. Now we are learning slowly. Second concept, primary market is advisory, issue, broker. And I also understand in a session of 1 hour you're not going to understand everything, but at least you should familiar of this term now when I'm taking this kind of a discussion with you. And you're going to learn, maybe once you heard something in your colleges or your project, that time you'll understand, okay, I have learned something like this in that session, in that webinar. Okay, this might be a career opportunity for me, I can grow in that as well. Okay. I'm taking a pause of here now of 2 minutes. So what I want interactive session from you as well. Okay. Otherwise I'm only talking and there is no fruitful discussion happening from your side. So what's your view on that, or is it we are going in a good way, or your expectation is something different from here? I would like to know from Aditi. You just joined. Aditi or Saurabh or Mahesh, anyone?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
No, I meant to say, are we going in the good way, or your expectation is something different from this session, or
Sir,
you know?
so this is for freshers, the session,
This is
your
for
course curriculum.
this is will be for the freshers as well. That's why I'm trying to say this is totally a new concept. Okay, I want to say for a fresher new concept I'm using this here. But now apart from doing coding, apart from doing learning the basic Java and Python, this is a different sector you can learn also. Okay, so that's why I'm telling here this concept area. So we haven't touched any part yet. This is very basic we on. If you see in the down, I have more than 20 presentations are open. Okay, I am just showing one by one that what exactly we can cover in these areas as well, as part of your investment banking sector, or you can say banking sector. All right, I understand this concept, no, not easy to digest in the first time. It will take lot of time to digest this thing because I'm still learning. I have 20 years of experience in IT, but I'm still learning in this thing. Okay, Mahesh, Saurabh, you have any feedback
Yes,
about
sir.
Saurabh?
Correct, sir.
Okay, what about you? Are you going good with this, or you said okay, you want something different discussion from this, expecting?
Mm, no, I'm good with this, sir.
Okay, fine. And Mahesh, you? Mahesh, you also good, right? Okay, fine. So what we will do, we'll move ahead now. We'll discuss on the what is merger, acquisition, and takeover. This is happening in secondary market. So most investment
Okay.
banking are also doing this kind of thing. For example, if you remember that Vodafone and Idea merger together and become the second largest company. Now third now, but it was second largest company. So this is called merger. When two companies collaborate with each other and they form the one entity. It is called merger. The second concept is called acquisition. वो बोलते हैं ना, बड़ी मछली छोटी मछली को खा जाती है, like that. Now what happened that for a small industries, the big industry buy the small industry. If you remember, Flipkart was the Indian company, right? But who buy this? Walmart. Walmart is a US company who have bought the Flipkart. So what happened now? Walmart become now Flipkart become now Walmart, but their naming has not changed, but the ownership has changed. Okay, so like this, there is one more concept called takeover. Means if a small company and they find that they are not doing well, and government says this cannot be done well, so we have to acquire by some bigger company. So in this case, L&T like this company acquire Mindtree. So this is concept of investment banking. There is a concept of capital market where equity shares, bond, dividend, voting right happen, right? If you buy a share, for example, you Reliance Industry or HDFC Bank, you buy one share. So what happened? You are the 0.001% owner of that company, HDFC Bank. So that's why we can get voting rights. We have capitalization, we have part dividend of that company. So these are the concept of your voting rights here, and your then second concept, if you say bonds, there are different bond government issue to get money from people, lender, depositor, redemption. These are the bond concept. Okay, there are some international funds as well, like hedge fund, mutual fund, pension fund. If you investing in mutual fund, there is a mutual fund concept here. FIS is doing this one. Then if you say trading, right? So nowadays this banking sector also have a trading. So every single page which I'm explaining, it can be a career opportunity. Okay, don't think that is everything is for everyone. This is hedge fund. There is a bigger hedge fund, because there is a company called BlackRock. If you remember, BlackRock has invested with Geo. They come with new future funds here. So this mutual fund concept which BlackRock has introduced, it is a hedge fund. Okay. So every word, every single word in my presentation is a separate sector of doing job. Okay, there is separate sector. So I'm explaining you complete presentation, but because I have to do that, because this is a webinar kind of thing, this is not a career session that you can choose your career from here. But this is now a first session, so if you are interested in more learning for this, definitely I will schedule one to one or group session as well. But here every single my slide is a career opportunity. Okay, that's why I'm explaining in the detailed way. So Indian government also, Indian market also, pension funds of US are investing. LIC of India has so much money that they are this insurance sector, they're investing in your all the bank sector. Okay, so this is that. Then your next concept is that forex trading. If you know that we are investing in forex, because we are buying the currency, selling the currency, so between that buying and selling, we are getting profit. Okay, this is also one of the concept of forex trading. It's called trading in forex. So there is when you are, for example, if you are buying gold from Africa, right? So what we are doing, you are buying the gold, so we are selling our currency. Means when you are selling our currency, our economies will go down. And whenever means whenever you are importing, sorry, whenever you are importing from other country, our economy will go down. But if you are exporting, right, we are exporting many things from India, then our currency will be appreciated. So this is called concept of appreciation, depreciation of currency here. So this is a separate sector of project as well. Currency appreciation, trading, investment, remittance, borrowing, speculation, means difference between margins. Okay, so this is also one of the concept here. I don't want to go in detail, just you should know what is the basic concept of this econ. So whenever you are buying and selling currency, right, that also we ask for the bid. If you remember, if you go to bank will if you go to fixed deposit, bank will charge you only 7%. But if you say I want to take a loan, they will give you for 9%. Why? Because bank is not done for charity, they are sitting there for the doing profit as well. So there's same thing here as well in bank forex currencies. When you are selling and buying currency, for example, you are selling US dollar, it is selling rate is, buying rate is 78, but selling rate is 79. So this is a way how can you sell and buy currencies here. The difference between selling and buying rate, it's called spread. So this is a concept of spread. So don't get very much frightened, okay, surprise all these concept, Aditi. These concepts are very basic concept. And up, if you go, if you what to say, if you grow in your profile, right, or you want to grow here, then definitely you are going to learn this slowly. So this is one of the my angle which I discuss with you. There are many concepts. Now I am going to discuss with you what are where you can learn this thing. Everybody know NSDL. So NSDL is National Security Deposit Limited, means all the funds you buy from the shares from any broker like Grow, HDFC or Zerodha, from anywhere you buy, it is going to store in NSDL only. So NSDL has so many exams as listed here. So you can give this exam from here and learn this concept from here as well. Okay, using the NSDL side. That's the one thing. Okay, but normally NSDL exam who gives, who are from the bank, from the BCom side. Okay, they want to do career from the banking sector on the back, on the front side. These are the exam. But for learning the concept, because this is come in the couple called SEBI, Security Board of Injection, Security Board of India. So this board will help us to do authority of all this exam. So this is one of the site called NSDL. You can learn from here as well. All right. So I am just now going to say something different. We'll go one by one. Different sectors as well, which are very much familiar of doing payment as well. Okay, so now this is the core area of payment, how payment internationally flow. I just now we discussed somebody has monetary benefit, somebody is sending the payment is payer, receiving the payment is called beneficiary. Okay, and trust me, the area which I am working in Swift payment, SWIFT Swift and ISO 222. All the banks in the world are doing some changes always, day by day. For doing that changes they require technology, they require people, but automation is still not there. Okay, why? Because people, they trust on people yet and not on the automating the things. So they are yet to reach AI there anywhere. Okay, and it may not reach as well, because payment sector is very much so it's a delicate sector and doing automation, because every time which I saw that hundreds of millions of payments have fall into the repair queue, not like UPI is very nicely crafted by Indian government, and and it is designed by which company? Anybody? Indian company? Which is the name of the company? Anyone? UPI? Who has crafted the UPI in India? Bhim app? Not app, but Bhim concept. This is called NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. NPCI has delivered it, and there has their own clearing system. Like RBI has their own clearing system, clearing that UPI also their own clearing system. So next concept is your who is payer, who is pay, and finance institution. So these are the concept where you can learn about the payments, who the intermediary banking, who is pay, who is payment, who is receiving the payment. So these also the concept of nostro vostro account. So these things you are going to learn in detail where exactly, um, like paper based system, card based system, electronic payment system. Okay, the payment life cycle, this is very important, how payment is processed, payment move from one part to another part. For example, if you want to send payment from India to UK, what happened? Somebody initiating a payment, it goes to HDFC Bank in India, HDFC Bank to authorization, validation, account beneficiary thing. Then it goes to clearing, clearing goes to RBI, RBI will do clearing of payment, then it will send to a settlement, actual money movement. It will go to by a Swift network, sorry, by a Swift network or banking payment network. It will go to out of India, it will do the settlement of the payment. After settlement it is reached to the particular person sitting in other part of the world. So this is a payment life cycle, how this is happening. This is happening in the other worlds as well. Then based on that, what are different type of payment? High level, low level, mass, real time payments, direct debit payments, outward. What is the concept of direct debit? Anybody can tell me what is direct debit here? What is direct debit? Anyone? This is very much familiar to you. Direct debit. If you are doing recharge at your home, your dish TV recharge or your cable recharge. So what here you have given a mandate to your bank, particular date, particular month, particular amount, deduct from my account and get it credited to someone else account. The concept is called direct debit. Then mass payment. In mass payment, right? If you are working now, your companies will give salary to you on particular day, right? For 30th of the month. So what happened? It is called mass payment. So that is released to particular batch is uploaded to bank, and that will release payment to your bank, right? So this is called mass payment. So there are many concepts like this. So we are going to discuss if you are interested in all this concept as well. Okay, one by one. I'm just not going into so much in detail of that, because going into so much detail you will get bored now, and you will get less interest in these things. So there is called cross border payment. Here SWIFT code is important, which we discussed sometime before, like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, right? They have their own SWIFT code sending payment, and this is called cross border payment, CBPR plus. There are and okay, how payment happen in India? There is RTGS payment and clearing and netting of the payment. Bank A send to Bank B, HDFC Bank. What if they want to send each other payment? They do netting of the payment. Bank A want to send 100,000 to Bank B. Bank B want to send 2,000. So what happened? The difference between two only getting calculated and getting sent. This is happening in your clearing system called netting concept. But in RTGS payment, real time gross settlement, actual money is moved from bank to bank, and they don't do netting. Okay, so this is concept of multilateral banking. Here RBI in the between, RBI do this, and bank A is HDFC Bank, Bank B is ICICI Bank B. So just a banking sector in India, all the banks are connected to RBI, and RBI will do clearing, and at the end of the day, each bank has to settle their each other account. So this is happening in our day-to-day life in daily basis. We are not aware how this is happening. So this is a very big concept. Okay, so this is called RBI concept. Same thing RBI, then SWIFT network, how this payment message, investment banking. So this we just discuss. Okay, apart from this, when we are learning this thing, we have to understand how business requirements are captured in Jira or in agile way, how to prepare this document, BR document, functional document. This is typically how to write the use cases. Use cases means it's like, for example, uh, I want to log into that page. As soon as I log in, correct, I should move to the internet banking page. So this is called user story. This user story will write down by a business analyst. Okay, so business analyst will write down the user space, then it come to use cases. So enter login details. This is one of the use cases. Based on that, a QA team will write thousands of test cases. So our BA part will come in the first in the picture, that designing a user story. So that is a crucial part of a business analyst do, and a developer come in the last to develop the write the code for this one, and BA people will verify the flow is correctly written or not. So this is a good example how the business analyst can be a link between your you can say a customer on and between your product owner and between your developer. Business analyst will give a detailed explanation about the thing what to do, and developer code it, develop it. Okay, so that's why I'm choosing. If you want to get one step ahead, one step above on developer, try to get this kind of field called business analyst or a product owner or a product manager or a scrum master in banking sector specifically, so you can control your developer as well. I'm just saying, instead of control, you will be one step ahead from his from career opportunities as well. Okay, so this is how business analyst can be do his job, end to end job. There is a separate section for this. Okay, this also 100,000 100 pages document, or we have to learn this how this is. Okay, I don't want to go in so much detail. There is called Gen AI concept in payment as well now. So how this concept is implemented, this is also one important, that now payments are also going into automated payments. Okay, there is no so how this should be happen and how this happening, this also you can learn in Gen AI concept. There is one more concept is called how payment is happening in different part of the world. So US government has introduced there is called Fedwire payment. If you see, if you know anyone that in US there is a payment system is called Fedwire. So they like RBI in India, they have a Fedwire who do the payment transaction in their world. So this is called Fedwire. So this is a Fedwire. So Fedwire has how different messages are Fedwire play. I don't want to go in detail, but you let me know that there is a Fedwire is a concept, and how the payment moves there in UK, in US Fedwire system. Okay, there is a concept how the payments are moving. If payments are moving from country to country, right? So how these payments are getting tracked, which systems are used. The Swift has their different end-to-end tracking system. This is called Swift GPI. So Now when you are moving the payment, right, there is a concept of messages which is MT102, MT102. These are the messages process and outside of India payment. Okay, so these are the message, their concept, and then between bank to bank payment, bank to payment are also there. So don't want to take in detail of that way as well, but you should know swift payment is moved from country to country, how it is moved. Okay, so there is called a trade life cycle. Whenever you do any trading, right, you buy any fund or sell any fund in a secondary market. So this is a cycle. Trade confirmation part 1, risk management, matching of the concept means you buy a fund, sell fund, and record keeping is happening between there. Then after T plus 2 date, it is reflected in your account. So this is also part of your investment banking and banking verification purpose of settling of fund. Okay, so this is a another way of understanding how much time is required to settle the fund. There is a concept called NACHA as well in the international banking, automatic clearing houses, how payment has been takes place. This also one of the part here. Then when you're sending payment, receiving payment, right, there is a debitor, one is receiver of the payment, how this work. So there is a separate section for this. If normally I take the sessions for this one, it will take for me to 30 hours to understand experienced person how this work. But for you, I'm not expecting you to understand everything in a same time. Only just I'm giving very high level that okay, this is very interesting how your UPI work. Okay, how your UPI works. This is very interesting fact that for you, if you are sending a payment from your Google Pay to someone else, right, in a fraction of second your payment has been settled. Settled means reached to the your friend. But how actually it work, it's very tricky part. So you send a payment from your bank is SBI bank, it will go to NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. NPCI is tie up with HDFC bank, senders bank, so it will do reconciliation there. So see, so many things happening in a small amount of time, but you will understand that okay, this is such a small concept, but it's a very very bigger concept, that how UPI also send the payment. I don't want to take you also in so much in detail of this one. Okay. There is a concept called letter of credit also. How many of you see the web series of Harshad Mehta? Everyone, right? So don't only enjoy the web series, which is Harshad Mehta's web series, but try to learn from that. There is a concept called letter of credit, right? Bank has given authority, guarantee that this person will pay for me. I will pay for him. I will pay on the off of him. So this is a concept called letter of credit. Okay, so this also a concept which is called investment banking. So that also we can learn from this sector, investment banking sector. Okay, and in detailment, what are the payment engines, how API form in that, what is the security of the, what is fraud management in payment sector, how technical support is required. So these things are also very crucial, take part in your banking sector. Then high value payment, I don't want to take you here now, this is very very crucial concept and deep dive, and you may not understand in this concept now. Okay, just now we have discussed there are SEPA payment or this payment. Okay, and now how many of do you know that what is ISO 222? Any idea? Anyone know? These are the next paymenting messages system which is operating in the world of payment. Anybody knows what is this ISO 222? Because by this year month November, all the messages should have migrated to ISO 222. And trust me, there is lots of money in this sector and lots of projects in ISO 222. So this also very good concept of learning ISO 222, because I am only the tutor of this one. I have published, I have taken more than 100 sessions of this ISO 222, where each payment, how payment is moved, what are the global standard of the payment, what are the milestones of this one. Okay, and then how when these payments are moving, who the transition is going on, the parallel phase currently is 2005, and what are the different payments are getting moved. Okay, so this is a very high level overview of ISO 222 payment which is migrating. Then apart from this, we just already discussed how NACHA works, how ACH works. That's also this is the same concept here. Okay, there is in Europe. If you go to Europe, they only use their SEPA payment because single European payment area. So they don't use other payment system. It's called SEPA payment. This is called SEPA payment in Europe. Okay, and they are using there are total 37 countries in Europe, but still they use only one payment system called SEPA. Okay, so it is also very nice because I study almost 4 years SEPA payment. I was in Netherlands for 4 years, so here I was working only for this SEPA payment, and in depth I have knowledge of this SEPA payment as well. And these payments are widely used in European zone payment. So the currency they use only euro in SEPA payment. Okay, then we already discussed, right, what are the different types of cards, store cards, credit card, debit card, how this happen. This is also one of the concept of learning called different types of cards of learning cards payment sector. uh, Cross border payment we already discussed, big concept. Then who is debtor, creditor, payment is moving from debitor to creditor. So these are different sectors, and how payments are uh, settled by systems. Fedwire we already discussed how Fedwire payment is processing. Okay, and the challenges in Fedwire then. Okay, and all these payments which you can learn from your Swift websites also. Okay, but detailed discipline is required how to learn this payment end to end on this, when there is a more crucial part of learning this part. Okay, which we should know this thing. Okay, so what will now, I will take a pause here now, and would like to know that from you, what's your challenges, what your expectation, did we solve it not, or what you can want to learn from me in next coming sessions or like that. So would like to know from your view also here now. Maybe you can go one by one, and also like to know feedback also, how this session went till now. And one more thing, the uh, I can explain so many things from here, but the thing is that your digestion capacity also should be such a great that you can digest it. It's very difficult to digest this thing at very early age. I can see whatever things I show to you. So this is also very critical, because I would like to teach from your experience point of view, like 1 or 2 year, but my experience is 20 years. Still many things I just moved very fast, and it's not able to capture in a small time. So would like to know your feedback also. Or also one more thing, so currently I'm taking sessions of all the international people. I'm going to say they want to learn Swift and payment specially.